Welcome to Investors Guide. I'm so happy to have you join us on the show today. It's a very, very special show for us. We've turned 2 years old this week, and I'm happy that we've been working together on your investments for 2 years, and we hope really that we've made that difference to your financial health. So happy anniversary to you too. So, all right, we didn't get this far to sit around and congratulate each other, so let's get straight back to work. It's also Father's Day this weekend. Happy Father's Day to all the dads who've tuned in and who are watching. This show is for you. And what we hope to do today is to answer your questions on planning for your children's future. And to do that, I've put together a team of my best experts, Vishal Kapoor and Gaurav Mashruwala, no strangers to this show. Fathers as well. Happy Father's Day to both of you, and thank you so much for spending time with us this weekend. This is what we're aiming to do on this show. I've picked 3 case studies, 3 cases who've written in to us, and these case studies represent the hundreds of emails that we've got in the last couple of months, asking us to help with children's education, asking us to help with the planning. So the idea really is that when you hear the advice given out to these 3 cases and these 3 families, you can take a pen and paper, jot down that advice and use it in your own case, and use it sort of to understand your own investments and to be able to bring your investments up to speed. Now, while you're picking up your pen and paper to jot down that advice, you can also jot down our email ID, so you can send us any questions you might have about the advice you hear on the show. The first case that we're looking at, Alexander Coutinho wrote in to us and told us he wanted a little bit of help planning for his 3-month-old son. He's brand new. Take a look at Alexander's family and we'll come back and talk about it. Alexander Coutinho is a proud new dad, and baby boy David seems to have this entire household wrapped around his little fingers.
We're really excited with our 3-month-old baby boy, and we've been now planning for the past, actually 2 months before he was born.
Alex and his wife have been cutting corners to make up for the unpaid maternity leave she had to take and to manage the current expenses. But now it's time to think ahead.
We're hoping to be able to give him a schooling abroad, okay, but things are getting better in India, so hopefully that might happen, but it's expensive private education. So we're really excited, but I'm not sure that we've been able to arrive at the factor of inflation and whether that's been incorporated into this. So,
alright, so that was Alexander. He tells us, gentlemen, that he's been planning for the baby's expenses. His wife has taken a break from working, and he's currently investing about 25,000 rupees every month in SIPs. That list is with you: DSP, BlackRock, Top 100, Fidelity, Special Situations, and SBI Contra. He also has 2,000 rupees every month going into Birla Sun Life Frontline Equity and Reliance Growth, and he tells us there's 6,000 rupees going into a ULIP every year for Max New York Life ULIP. That's what he's investing in. Now, couple of things that cause me concern about Alex's case. His medical insurance for him and his wife is about 3 lakh rupees, which he gets from his employer. A life cover of 40 lakh rupees. And we know that his wife is not working right now, but she'll resume working soon. Now, first up, Gaurav, I'm going to come to you here. Health insurance, 3 lakh rupees obviously from an employer. In my opinion, it's not enough. In my opinion, when you start planning to have a child is when you should start planning with your health insurance. And this is how I want to approach all of these cases. Health insurance first, then life insurance, then your investments. That's the order in which you should make these plans. 3 lakh rupees in Mumbai, not enough. What would you recommend he does?
Ideally 5 lakh each for him and his wife. Now either it could be through employer or on his own. And if there's going to be a situation where he's going to change from one job to another, then ensure that he has 5 lakh independently. And about 2.5 lakh cover for child, because once child is 91 days old, you can have an independent life insurance, health insurance policy for the child.
Vishal, he's making, from what he tells us, 93,000 rupees a month. So that's an annual cover of, that's an annual income of 11 lakh rupees. A cover of 40 lakhs for his life is not enough.
No, not enough.
Not enough at all. So
I think rule of thumb, we would recommend he should triple it actually, about 1.2 crores. So 1 to 1.2 crores is where his sum assured should be. And at this age, he has an advantage that the allocation charges are going to be low because he's still young and healthy. So therefore, this is the right time to really pull up the cover to the rule of thumb, which is 10 times your annual income. So we would definitely recommend that. I would also recommend that with a term, evaluate if you can get some riders which might be quite cost effective to cover some other risks. So things like disability, critical illness, etc. While yes, we do have the medical cover, but some other unforeseen events which your medical itself may not cover, this might be a good way to sort of get that in.
Right, Alex, you can remember here at your age, if you're around 30 years old, a cover of 1 crore rupees will cost you no more than 8,000 to 10,000 rupees a year, which is not very expensive. Vishal, he has several very interesting goals. School education, he says, international school education, maybe in 4 years when the child turns 4 is normally when they start off. He wants to buy him a motorcycle when he finishes his 10th standard, and of course the college education. Should these be separate portfolios? Do you think he should start a portfolio for the school education? It's only 4 years away, so it's not a long-term portfolio. How do you suggest he tackles that?
I think yes, school education is obviously one of the objectives, but with most education for schooling, it tends to be regular sort of requirements of that expense. So I would say take the expense for school out of your regular expense for the month or the quarter. It's difficult to sort of build a portfolio for a school education necessarily at this point in time. But other longer term goals, like I know he's looking for college education internationally, and obviously there is marriage, and there's, of course, we have to question Alex about what about himself and his own family, his wife. These are longer term objectives that he needs to put some thought to right away.
And is the portfolio that he has right now, is that enough, Vishal, or should he be looking at adding something to it, maybe knocking something off?
I think he definitely needs to add, because the objectives he's set for himself are good but slightly aggressive. As in back of the envelope calculation, if you want to pursue international college education for your child, then at 15, 18 years down the line, it's going to cost a fair amount of money. That 25,000 rupee SIP today might just about cover just that one goal. So, but the good thing is, as with planning early, is that you've got a lot of further income growth coming up. Your wife may get back into employment, which means that is an additional income stream. So I think it's important to get all of those additional income streams to build up some of the other objectives that we discussed.
While you're also planning for your child's income, Alexander, Vishal told us that the money you're setting aside right now will pay for that higher education that you're looking at. But then you're left with your retirement, for which you've not planned. You've left with that wedding that you want to plan for, that you've not planned for. So all of the incremental income that you will get, the incremental savings that you will make over the years, look at putting that aside for your own retirement, for your wife's retirement, and then of course keep some money aside for the lifestyle upgrades that you might want to make over the years as well. That new car, or maybe redoing your home at some point, that's also something that you need to consider. That's what we have right now for Alex. Remember, there's an email ID in which you can write back to us if you have questions about your particular case. We're going to go into a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about how you can plan for your child's education if your child's already in school. So if you have only 3 years to go, or 4 years to go, or maybe even 1 year to go, like our next case, we'll tell you how you can make those plans. That's after the break, so don't go anywhere.